Conspiracy is big business. Conspiracy around 9/11 is huge business. You've got movies and T-shirts and DVDs and websites. And joining me here on the grassy knoll is Kevin Smith, who has one of those websites, Infowars.com, and a firefighter that was actually there. This thing is big business. This is Brian Harvey. Brian, what do you think about this guy making money off this tragedy?
Well, I can't say I support people making money off of the country's worst tragedy to hit our mainland. I just think that if people want to make movies or write books, as long as special attention's made to detail and keeping the conspiracy theories or the political rhetoric down and take it off the whole movie project or the book project, it's nothing wrong with telling it how it went. It was an attack on our country.
Why do you think they do it?
Terrorists. They believe, they're passionate about what they believe, and they want other people to join on board.
So you think he really believes this? You don't think he's just some nut trying to make a buck?
I can't say that. I don't know him well enough to say that. But
well, I can assure you I'm not getting rich over this. I make a salary just like anybody else with a job. I report for Infowars.com, Alex Jones's website and Prison Planet. But I'm mainly the producer of that show, which means I book the guests. So I talk to these military people. I talk to these professors. I talk to these underwriter laboratories and civil engineers. And it's across the board. I mean, I'm not sure if you're aware, but CBS and the New York Times did a poll this month. 53% of respondents say that the Bush administration is hiding something. 28% say they're lying. I mean, you're over 80% now. This is not a fringe thing. A third of the people on a Scripps Howard News service said, a third of the people said the government did it. Okay, this is not just a fringe conspiracy theory anymore. It's a conspiracy fact. And we can prove it to you. Go to the science. It's not, don't take my word for it. Google WTC7. Understand what that's about. Understand what false flag terrorism is about. How we orchestrate wars. We've been doing it for a long time, not just us. I'm not saying the U.S. government. It's the oldest trick in the book.
Can I ask you, then why isn't it out in the forum today with the '06 elections and all these other things? You know, is it an anti-President Bush thing? Is it an anti-United States thing? Why isn't it front page or front and center on every major news program?
I'm as pro-United States as I can be, but I don't swear an allegiance to a person. I swear my allegiance to the founding documents, the Constitution and the Bill of Rights, which have been eviscerated now. And the Military
Why isn't it out front right now?
Well, I
don't hear
we're talking about mainstream media.
I don't hear about it.
The people that are just totally wrapped up in what Jen and Brad are doing constantly. That's not news. They control. The television's called programming for a reason. They want you to know what they want you to know.
But if President Bush was behind it or knew about it, if Vice President Cheney knew about it and was told to stand down,
Democrats should
don't you think the mainstream media would expose that for, as with all this proof that you say
that owns General Electric, that makes the engines, that makes the guns?
But they have not been in the president's, this administration's corner for a long time. I have never said it's always the other way around. It's always the
media attacks this president for everything. If he orchestrated 9/11,
I don't see where you're getting that. There's a paradigm shift. They are attacking him now, but they weren't forever. He was getting carte blanche. He could do whatever he wanted, and no one could question the leader.
This government can't keep anything secret.
They kept the Manhattan Project secret.
But they kept
thousands and thousands of people.
Let's talk about 9/11. They kept 9/11 secret. How many people were involved?
It's not a secret.
How many people?
It doesn't have to be very many. It just needs to be moles placed into the top. We had people in CENTCOM. The colonels in Central Command were fighting.
Is Hillary Clinton involved? Is Hillary involved?
I doubt it.
No.
But listen, the Democrats aren't going to wreck the game. You know, mobsters may shoot each other under the card table every once in a while, but if someone threatens that game,
so Hillary Clinton,
unify.
The Democrats and Bush and all the Republicans, they all got together to make 9/11 because it's big business. Big
Intelligence agencies got together and worked together. They always have worked together. They don't work for their governments. They work for the banking interests.
What if you're wrong?
I'm not wrong.
What if you're wrong?
What if I'm wrong? We're just going to continue to go down this path. We're going to start a war with anybody that has resources that won't come into a global banking system.
You said to me off camera you love Thomas Jefferson, Abe Lincoln, this great country. If our government could do this, it makes all of this worth
Elements
nothing.
within our government.
Yeah, elements. Rogue elements like the president.
Look what they do to the Congress right now. They want to pass a law. They say there's a terrorist threat. They show up in Congress and point machine guns in the congressman's face and say, get out. Get out. And they pass things in the dark of night.
When did they do this? I didn't see this. They
you better
machine
go
guns.
See it. You better go see it.
They're doing that.
MP5s, baby.
Right.
You better go see it.
Right. And the terrorists are alive?
Some of them
They worked with the CIA, you believe.
These are patsies.
Yeah.
Listen, they were trained at they were They were trained at the Defense Language School in Monterey, California. They were trained at Pensacola.
The terrorists that we see on TV were trained by our government.
They're intelligence assets. Ask actor James Woods. He saw Atta on the plane a couple weeks before 9/11.
Well, that's where I go for my info. That's where I go for my info is actor James Woods, the guy that plays Shark on a failed TV show.
It's an eyewitness.
What about Bigfoot? Do you have info on Bigfoot?
I have
the Loch Ness
nothing
Monster.
to say about Bigfoot.
Who brought down the Hindenburg? A UFO?
Those are the wrong. We're the wrong people for that.
Go ahead.
I don't see any officials coming out saying this, any former government officials. So we can't believe in our government. We have no right to believe our democratically elected leaders.
Our founding fathers would have said, never believe in your government, never trust in your government.
Who said that?
Our founding fathers would say
What is their end game?
How do you know that? How do you know they would say that?
The New World Order?
Don't you see it? Don't you see it?
The New World Order. They want us all to be slaves.
On the new global plantation, you got it.
A global plantation, and this guy's
microchips.
This guy's a sucker.
Surveillance cameras.
This firefighter's a sucker.
An honorable guy. And
He's
I'm
a
not
dupe.
going to attack
He's
him.
a fool. If everything you're saying is true, this man's a fool.
He just hasn't woken up yet. He soon will.
He hasn't woken up yet. He soon will. Thank you, Mr. Orwell. We'll be right back here on the Grassy Knoll. So. Do you believe everything you read? You can't. Not on the internet. Not on the World Wide Web of disinformation. From time to time, we're going to point out lies on the internet. Hey, did you know I was the star of Alien vs. Predator? It's true. It was on the internet. I've never even seen the movie. And welcome back to the Grassy Knoll here on Planet Mancow. Kevin Smith here believes 9/11 was a conspiracy done by our government. And this is a firefighter, Brian Harvey, who was there. And what do you think of this guy? What do you think about what he's saying?
I don't believe it. I think there's been more than enough opportunity for the 9/11 Commission and other committees to investigate this. If this had any legs, or if this story had any credibility, it would have came out in today's, especially
Why is he
with the
doing
06
this?
elections.
Why do you think he's doing this?
He believes it. He thinks he has some,
Do you think he's crazy?
I wouldn't say crazy.
Look in his eyes.
Passionate.
Look in his eyes.
He's
do you guys want to arm wrestle and we can settle this right here, right now?
Maybe later. Maybe at the end.
How can you stand it? He said it was like a scab being ripped off. Do you feel anything for this guy?
We have nothing but the utmost respect for firefighters. They're the #1 heroes for us in the United States. And we do a lot of work right now with the victims, the people that helped to rescue, the EMS workers that went in and that are dying right now. I mean, Christy Todd Whitman lied about the air quality, lied about the silica, lied about the mercury, everything. These people are dead men walking.
Well, there's no doubt people are getting sick. This guy can't be a firefighter because of his lungs. How are you right now?
I have my days, good days and bad days. But
do you feel like you were lied to and they should have told you how bad it was?
No, I feel that they didn't know and that things were coming out.
Would you do it again? Would you climb down into the into the wreckage
again? That's what firemen do. Police officers do that. They put their lives on the line every day.
Go ahead.
Well, we can bring you William Rodriguez, one of the janitors from the World Trade Center, the last man to get out
I can bring you Stephen Jenkins. Do you know who that is?
Give me Stephen Jenkins.
The janitor here.
Well,
drop big
did he have the building come down on him? Was he pulled out from under a fire truck?
Tell me right now.
Did he win a Presidential Freedom Award for being a hero?
You mentioned
he will tell you bombs going off in the building.
I've got you here right now.
Felipe David with skin peeling off of him, coming up from the sub-basements. They were cutting those basements out before. It is a controlled demolition incorporated. That's exactly what it is. There was thermate,
Look him in the
not
eyes
just
and tell him
thermite,
that. Look him in the eyes.
Cutting charges to cut and take that building down. The debris that was falling from the higher floors was still falling as the building was coming out from under it. It fell at free fall speed.
Explain
no pancake.
Explain it to him what happened.
I am not by any. I mean, just from my firefighting experience, everything you get taught is everything has heating points, melting points. There was a lot of weight. That whole structure had a lot of weight on top of it. The planes crashed into the towers, heated up the structural members, and they weakened. And then everything came down on top of it as a matter of course for the members to weaken. And
have you seen a building come down like that before?
No, I haven't.
No one has, because it's never happened. And the bigger question is WTC-7. Not hit by a plane, not hit by debris, small fires. At the end of the afternoon, they pulled the firemen out.
They brought that building down for insurance, right?
The building down.
You believe they brought that down to collect insurance?
Hey, ask Mr. Silverstein. Get him on this show. He's the one with
You're talking about Andrew Dice Silverstein, the comedian?
No, Larry Silverstein.
No. Okay, so the buildings. Why were the buildings brought down?
Well, you might ask the Port Authority too.
I got you here. You're the expert. Why? Why did they bring them down?
I didn't do this. I'm just reporting on it.
You're just reporting.
Well, just listen. WTC-7.
A little from here, a little from there.
Google it.
Yeah.
Google it. Go to Stephen Jones' report. Understand what thermate and thermite are. Understand how they did that.
So I have to understand what thermate is before I can...
He'll explain it to you.
And then suddenly I'll believe George W. Bush brought down the World Trade Centers and caused all this. Someone said to me, do you believe, Mancow, that it was some crazy man on dialysis sitting in a cave? Or do you believe it was George W. Bush?
Do you believe it? A guy in a cave, halfway
that guy is Osama bin Laden, sir.
A known asset, a CIA asset. These guys are intelligence assets.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry for him, and I'm sorry I brought you
here.
Do
you know that in 99 and 2000 we were running Al-Qaeda
You know what?
Kosovo?
Sometimes it's just a lone nut on the grassy knoll. As Freud said, sometimes a banana is just a banana, Anna. It is what it is. Yeah, radicals brought down those buildings. Kevin Smith and Brian Harvey, thank you.